so corrupt. They have made 30,000 crores within 1 year. They don't even know where to put the cash. That is how bad it is. And somebody may have recorded it. Obviously, yeah.
So you mean to say there are so many people who may not agree with the Dravidian politics or DMK or AIDMK politics, but they are there for their own survival.
Yes, exactly.
And if there and since there was no other options, they are there. So if there is a
Exactly.
third option is opening up,
Yes.
they might change the side, and that will have a telling effect on the outcome if that happens.
Yes.
You mean to say that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it is obviously something like this doesn't happen overnight. You cannot go from having 4 assembly seats to having 120, even one election, even 2 elections.
Mm.
But the trend can be set. But they have to see once if one of the a third party, which is not DMK, not even comes to power, uh, all the skeletons which have tumbled out of the cupboard because of Annamalai, they'll be hung out in public, and these fellows will be hung out in public. That is how it will be, because there's unbelievable corruption in Tamil Nadu. I don't know if it is anything comparable in your state or anywhere else.
Yes, certainly. I mean, I was there in the training with Hindustan Motors
Hmm.
in near Madras.
Yeah.
So I spent some time there, a long time definitely, and I met people. So there, the culture in the Hindustan Motors, the Birla Group company, and my company, which used to be a Birla Group company in Jaipur, that was vastly different, and we saw so many things all there. And there definitely a question mark for the so many industrialized and forward-looking uh, people who are definitely into the deep into the cultural root could tolerate these kind of corrupt fellows. For Bihar, there are so many regions one can understand, but for a forward-looking, educated, so it is strange. But you say that that's the effect of Periyar effect or anti-Brahmanism, which has driven the politics of Tamil Nadu for such a long time, and it might change. But one more thing, about the assessment, whatever in the mass media assessment is, they have, I don't think they went totally wrong about the Chhattisgarh, So what was happening all these years, they were oblivious to that. They didn't have any clue. So the same thing might apply, it is a general, assumption in Tamil Nadu as well. And then you are saying that there are so many things and forces under play. And so, what will be the effect of Ram Mandir being constructed? And it's socially and politically in Tamil Nadu, particularly, and in general in South India.
Okay, just give me 1 minute before I go to Ram Mandir. In general, I don't know the Chhattisgarh. I know I just see what I read in the newspaper, but in Tamil Nadu, the reason I keep saying that it is because of this, A or B, B or A thing. That is why it is still corrupt.
Hmm.
These two, who came from the same pool of corrupt fellows, they
Yeah.
are always there. You file a case, even now, when Annamalai can file a case, he can do all this. But
Hmm.
still, the public prosecutor and the attorney, the state attorney, everything is a Dravidian party fellow. And many of the judges were appointed by them. So it is very difficult to actually put them behind bars. As you can see, the Ponmudi case, he's still trying, he's evading being put behind bars in spite of everything. But the minute that, let's say, Annamalai or even this Vijay fellow, I don't know how he will succeed or not, somebody other than these two parties actually sit in the secretariat, and they can call this secretary or this DGP and call for the files and say, go and arrest this fellow. That is the only time that things actually will change. Once that momentum is there, if they see, if this just arrest a couple of ministers until this is all they have done, here are the files, this is what they've squandered, this is all they've stolen. And not only that, there are murders and all that associated with all these people. Now, once it comes into play, then there will be a deluge of information because they won't have the network of all the secretariat employees and the police officials and the um, DVAC department, vigilance department. All of them are their plans, including in the judiciary. Once this is broken, then everybody will have the guts to say, we don't have to be afraid of this fellow, that fellow, because they're the same, they'll come into power. Let us speak the truth. Like this one judge, I'm sure you know about this guy.
Yeah,
So that one judge is an exception. Now, I am sure as a human being, in general, anywhere there are, 10 corrupt people, there's a group, there will be at least three or four saying, this is not good. This is going too far. There will be some, it's just a law of the, averages. So many other people will come out. So just having one government, which is not DMK, DMK, will do wonders. Now, Ram Mandir, I don't think it will have any appreciable impact in Tamil Nadu. Um, Again, because even like many people I know from my personal experience, so many of my friends, not just Brahmins, many other people, they're all thrilled, not just at the Ram Mandir as such, but as the fact that Modi has been able to do this on behalf of Hinduism after 5 centuries. They are thrilled about it. Now, many of them will not admit it in public because it is not just disapproval or anything. uh, the DMK government tried to say, no, actually said, issued oral orders through the police that nobody should hold any function celebrating on January 22, including in private institutions, in private colleges and temples, which doesn't come under the jurisdiction HRC. Then, of course, there's a huge backlash. They withdrew it. That is the fear they and because they keep arresting people. This is pure fascism. You remember how the Shiv Sena government was doing to those fellow.
yeah, yeah.
That is the kind of, we'll arrest you, we'll beat you up. What the fuck are you going to do about it? That is the attitude. It is very difficult for some reason. Modi is still sitting quiet. I don't know. He must have a plan. We have to only trust him. There's no other way. But that is the fear. There's this climate of fear, which has been there for 50, 60 years, because they're both the same people. It's now is reached this, what is the word, apogee, that is the highest
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Is this the highest point because these people are behaving like there is no tomorrow. Karnataka will plan for tomorrow.
There is a climb, then there is a plateau, and then there is a downfall, you can say.
Yeah. So they are behaving as if there's no tomorrow, and the people keep saying there will be no tomorrow because that's how they're doing it.
Mm.
So now that is the Ram temple by itself. Just if I'm not, it's nothing like the north. There will not. It will not pay any dividends,
Mhm.
electoral dividends. It is what Annamalai is doing on the ground against corruption, which will pay dividends, not the Ram Mandir. In fact, many of the people who are willing to support Annamalai as third-party alliance, and many of people who are former DMK, who are still on the outside, they are still saying Ram Mandir is a Hindutva thing. It is just a North Indian thing. We have nothing to do with it. We are Shiva Devati. I think I said something which I don't mean to offend you, but I put something on Facebook. On a couple of pages, you might have seen one on Srinivas and Giridhan. I think you're a friend of his. I've seen your name, Giri, on his page. Also
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on Prakash Nanda's page, that's some stupid woman who claims she's formerly Deputy Director General of Doordarshan. And so on the day, on January 22, people are saying, oh, great, wonderful, Ram Mandir. Yeah, that's what everybody said. She says, people in the south do not worship Ram. That is the most ignorant comment I've heard in my life. And I wrote a big response, and several people, I think you also responded to it, liked it, and Ramesh Tamri or Timri, what's the name?
Yeah,
So that is the, again, I don't mean to offend you or North India, anything, but there seems to be a lot of ignorance in North India regarding Ram. Ram is ours. South India, Ram is not there. It is like I told you, my name is Ram Kumar. My wife is
yeah,
Kaushalya.
yeah, yeah.
Seturaman, Pattabhiraman. Where did those names come from? These names,
Abhiramana,
yeah, for centuries.
Ramaswamy, Ramaswamy Iyengar. I mean, it's so,
Exactly, Ramaswamy, not Iyengar, Ramaswamy, E.V. Ramaswamy. So
yeah.
this Ram thing, and there are Ram temples, and every home has a Ram calendar. And to say that Ram is not worshipped, the only Krishna is worshipped, it's a very ignorant statement. But unfortunately, I don't think she meant any malice. It is just ignorance, and she
Ignorance.
refused to even acknowledge it. Acknowledge my response. I didn't say anything offensive. I said all. I told you all these things. All these things are there. Of course, he is worshipped. Yes, there are more Shiva temples and Murugan temples, and all the politicians, they will keep saying, most of them will claim, yeah, our religion is not Hinduism, or many of them say it's Shaivism. What do you mean by the Shankara was a Shaivite and a Hindu and everything at the same time? These are not distinct things. And the whole of India is, like, why did he establish mutts all on four corners? And so
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And Rameshwaram, where Modi came, that is essentially
Again,
Ram.
Rameshwaram. I mean, it's Ram name is there.
Not only name, the
Yeah.
belief is Ram came to worship in Rameswaram, and he's
Ship and
supposed to have
Ramesh.
worshipped in Sri Rangam. You don't have to take it literally, but all these, even if they are folk belief, it comes from somewhere.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so but that being said, it won't pay any electoral. You can't go on election meeting. It won't buy you any vote saying that we open Ram temple. No, you say he gave built bathrooms. You say he did this, they will respond. And so many schemes. I can't remember all those schemes. Or say the Muslim women, the talak thing he abolished. That will
Yes.
find some resonance among Muslims, but not the Ram temple. That is a fact because it is not just a north versus south. It is just the Ram is not the same as a Shaivite temple in the south. And the politicians have made it like that. Even though for people like me, it's all the same. It's just go whether you go and stand there, it doesn't matter. And somebody on Giri's page said, I cannot relate to this murti at all because it is dark and Dravidian looking. When what a stupid. You may feel it. I understand. Okay, you're used to feeling a fair-looking Ram and a fair-looking Sita and all that. That's fine, but it is ignorant to say it in public. Yes, you were used to certain things, and it's understandable. But to come out and say, "I can't relate to this Ram Murthy," so the whole nation, Modi has spent 500 years built this temple, and you're talking about the color of the Murthy. And if Modi can worship there and consecrate it, you want your own calendar, okay, worship your own calendar. Don't go to the temple. That's fine. Anyway, that's the. So I'm surprised sometimes at the ignorance, and as I said there also in my response, yeah, there are South Indian like fools who come to and speak in Parliament that against North Indians, and North Indians are cow piss drinkers and all that nonsense they talk. But you don't do the same thing. There are stupid people there, so you don't have to respond with your own stupidity, at least not openly. uh, anyway, so where were we?
So okay, no, we discussed about the Tamil Nadu politics, anti-Brahmanism, and effect and possible associates of Annamalai who might change the electoral scenario. And now